Hello and thanks for joining us for the weekend edition of National Focus. I'm Pearl Fontaine. Topping the headlines, general public asked to take greater responsibility in getting vaccinated. Recommendations for enhancing Dominica's Waitakobili National Trail embraced, and the Youth Development Division report positive results from its youth skills training program. All these stories and more when National Focus returns.
The Ministry of Education and Human Resource Development presents Math in Action, making math interesting and fun. Our master teachers will help you improve your problem-solving skills so that you can ace that exam, helping you conquer the most difficult math problems. At any level, we'll make it simple through easy-to-follow tutorials. Join us every week on the Government Information Service for Math in Action, brought to you by the Numeracy Task Force of the Ministry of Education and Human Resource Development.
The facts as they are, brought to you every day. Only on GIS Channel 7.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Health is advising the public against complacency in taking vaccinations. This advice has come as Dominica joined its counterparts in the region in observing Vaccination Week of the Americas under the theme, Vaccination a Shared Responsibility. Senior community health nurse and manager of the expanded program on immunization in Dominica, Nurse Florestine Lewis, says while Dominica's rate of immunization is high, it is important that nationals continue to be vaccinated to ensure they are protected against vaccine-preventable diseases.
Our immunization coverage remains high, 95% and above for most of the vaccines. There are still some children whose parents have refused vaccinations, and we've noted a trend in the last year, in 2012, when we had 2 antigens for which we provide vaccines. They were less than 95% coverage. The MMR for sure was 94%, and the DPT was 81%. So we do not want to become complacent as far as vaccines are concerned, because you will well recognize that we are living in a global village. Whatever happens in America, for example, affects Dominica. And we have pertussis, we have measles in the regions of the Americas right now. And so we want to maintain our immunization coverages at high levels so that we prevent those diseases from coming into our island.
The community health nurse warns that when vaccine coverage is not maintained at high levels, previously controlled diseases can make a dramatic comeback. Nurse Lewis says children under the age of 5 who are not vaccinated are at the highest risk.
If they're not vaccinated, then we will develop a population of susceptibles. These persons will be exposed to whatever virus that's going on out there. So, for example, the pertussis, if our community is not effectively protected against pertussis, then those persons who are not immunized can come down with the disease. And I have been in this for a little while, but I have not really seen any case of pertussis. But in one of our communities in Dominica, just prior to the onset of vaccinations, like in the early 1980s, we had one family member who lost 2 persons as a result of vaccine-preventable diseases, so because they were not immunized. So we do not want, like I said, to be complacent, and because we have a high coverage, to figure we can just sit back and relax, because those diseases, they come back. We have new emerging diseases all the time, and so we want to ensure that our population is safe.
As part of a wider vaccine sensitization drive, Nurse Lewis told GIS News that the Ministry of Health is contacting people to ensure that they are kept up to date with their vaccinations.
At our clinics in all over the island, we have immunization corners. The nurses do sessions to all the community members on vaccines. We are also encouraging persons who have defaulted to visit the health center and to be vaccinated. The nurses have gone back and looked at their registers, because everybody who is vaccinated is entered on a register. And they have picked out those persons who have defaulted and are going to them, be it at their homes or wherever we can find them, to ensure that they are vaccinated.
A special appeal has gone out to members of the Haitian community in Dominica to visit the health centers to get vaccinated. Nurse Lewis says the service will be provided free of charge.
Most of the Haitians who are presently here have no records of their vaccination status, and so we do not want to be complacent and just agree maybe they were vaccinated. So every Haitian who is in Dominica, we are encouraging to visit their health center. For that matter, I will be going to one of their churches over the weekend to provide vaccines to that Haitian community. And in the season, the other districts are also, they know where the Haitians are for most part, and have been going to them, encouraging them to come in to be vaccinated.
Some of the vaccines administered in Dominica include the BCG vaccine, which protects against tuberculosis, the DPT vaccine, which protects against pertussis, a whooping cough, the polio vaccine, and the MMR vaccine. The government of Dominica spends 5% of its annual health budget on providing free vaccines to people of all ages, not only in the city, but across the country. Government is of the view that women's involvement in ICT can assist in promoting gender equality and will serve as a means of empowering Dominican women in particular. Dominica joined the rest of the world in celebrating Girls in ICT Day this Thursday. Minister responsible for ICT, Honorable Ambrose George, said efforts will continue to be made at a national level to get more girls involved in ICT.
In Dominica, we are aware that for well over a decade now, our girls and young women constantly excel in almost every endeavor of academic pursuits, sports, business and economics, science, entrepreneurship, culture, among other areas. The same is true in many parts of the world. What is paradoxical, though, is that the number of schoolgirls opting to study technology-related disciplines is on the decline in most countries worldwide, and therefore we, together with the world community, must be committed to championing the catalytic role a tech career can play in creating exciting, far-reaching opportunities for women and girls.
ICT jobs are ranked among the top 20 careers with the best pay and best long-term prospects. The technology industry remains one of the world's most robust sectors ever created. The minister emphasized that the career options in the field of ICT are endless.
There's a huge choice of areas where you can work, from the commercial sector and government agencies to not-for-profit sectors and research. You can work as consulting professionals or even set up your own e-business. You can provide ICT solutions to the local real estate agency or hotels, or to utility companies here and in the region, or to a multinational finance company. The sky's the limit. If you are creative, smart, and into ICT, whatever your passion, whatever your interest, you can couple it with ICT to create the career of your life.
The minister took time to congratulate Kendra Jean-Jacques of the St. Martin's Secondary School and her teacher, Vanessa Serafin, for winning the award for Best Use of Science, Technology, Engineering, and Maths STEM at the regional leg of the Sagicor Visionaries Challenge held in Barbados recently. In more news, the St. Luke's Primary School on Friday was filled with music and dance as it celebrated the launching of its Child-Friendly Schools program. Parliamentary representative for the Soufriere constituency, Honorable Sam Martin, conveyed his feelings about the program, saying that other schools should view this school as a model for the Child-Friendly School initiative.
Even before today, it has been officially launched as child-friendly. St. Luke's has been a child-friendly school, and I think it showed the performance of the children. The first time I visited St. Luke's School about 3 years ago, I've been very much impressed, and every time I visit, something new is happening at that school. And I must say the staff and the principal must be commended for that. And if I dare say, St. Luke's School should be used as a model. It should be emulated by all other schools in Dominica, because I can say without fear of contradiction, as maybe the most disciplined and most organized primary school in Dominica.
Vice Principal of the school, Adeline Dubois David, expressed what this day meant for the institution.
Today is a special day for us because we are launching the child-friendly school at our school. We are also it's the opening of our market day, because as you know, we grow agricultural products, we have animals, we sell chicken, we have eggs, and we sell all these things, and so we are advertising the sale of items at our market today.
The St. Luke's Primary School plans to extend its child-friendly program over time. As part of the ceremony, the school inducted Macy Lawrence and Jarrett Jean-Jacques, 2 current students, into its Hall of Fame. Past student Daniel Dupany, who is a current student of the St. Mary's Academy, was also inducted for his achievements in sport, being chosen for the under-15 Windward Islands cricket team. 10-year-old Macy was acknowledged for her accomplishments as a certified diver.
I'm really honored that I'm in this Hall of Fame now, especially in my school.
Macy's mother, Samantha Lawrence, expressed how proud she was of her daughter.
She's a really natural in the water, and we're very proud that she's getting into her environment and really enjoying it.
Jarrett Jean-Jacques was honored for his achievements in music. He plays 8 instruments and has attained grade 4 level certification in piano, trumpet, trombone, French horn and euphonium from the Associated Board of the Royal School of Music in London. Jarrett says hard work has paid off.
I had to work a lot hard. I had to work very hard to achieve this, but at the end of it, it's worth it.
His mother, Marlene, expressed how pleased she was by her son's induction.
Oh, we are very, very proud of Jarrett. Jarrett loves music, so that because he loves it so much, it's not so difficult for him, even when it's practice time. He would not look for an opportunity to get away from it. He would always want to stay and do what he has to do. So that is, I think, because of the love for it, he's doing very well at it.
Thomas Kentish, sports officer, is also featured on the St. Luke's Primary School Hall of Fame. As Dominica continues to develop and market its Waitikobili National Trail, the Forestry Division will move to adopt recommendations from Japanese volunteer Katsumi Mayura. Mayura, who ended a 3-month assignment with the management unit of the trail, presented a few suggestions as to how the trail can be further enhanced and marketed. Assistant Forest Officer of the Forestry Division, Ronald Charles, welcomed the ideas from the JICA representative.
Yes, the construction work has been completed, but we still have to do so much more to make it viable and to make it to reach its optimal potential. And that is where we look forward to continuing the partnership with JICA and in areas of technical assistance, exchange, training in the various fields, administration to tour guiding, to education, interpretation, and the whole range of works. What we want is, at the end of the day, that we have a trail that is not only appealing to the very particular mountain climbers, but almost everybody, and the trail is so well designed and so well spread out that people from all walks of life, can walk it.
The Waitikobili National Trail is the Caribbean's first long-distance walking trail and covers 115 miles, spanning the communities of Scott's Head in the south to the Cabritz National Park in the north. The trail takes hikers through national parks, local communities, farmlands, forest reserves, coastal areas, and the acclaimed Mont Wahpeton National Park, a UNESCO Natural World Heritage Site. The Youth Development Division is reporting positive results from its Youth Skills Training Program. Instructor trainer at the Youth Development Division, Bernard Bontif, presented a report to that effect at the Roseau Central Youth Consultation on Thursday. The workshop was the third in a series of meetings to discuss with youth and other stakeholders ways of reducing the number of unemployed among that age group. His report indicated the performance of various modules introduced to unemployed youth since the implementation of the program.
Over 940 young people trained by then. Just between 1982 and 1988, 75 modules accounted for 950 young people trained. To date, and I'm talking about 31 years, over the last 31 years, over 400 modules have been undertaken in almost every skill that you can think of. almost every skill that you can think of. We have repeated several of them many times. As the needs arise, we run those training programs.
Bontiff reported statistics illustrating positive employment rates directly related to the skills training program.
Between 2009 and 2012, approximately 907 were trained. The number of different training modules offered, 14. I'm talking about a span of 3 years. Number of youth trained from Roseau. I think this is important because we are in Roseau, so you need to know the stats about Roseau itself, Roseau and environs. Out of the 907, 200 of them were actually from Roseau and environs proper. Number employed following programs, 498, representing 55% of the total number that was trained. Number of employed from Roseau and environs only, 120 out of the total number that we spoke about. So it means that the program is doing very well in Roseau, because when young people come and they are asked to be trained in computer skills or whatever, it is much easier, I suppose, to get the jobs in and around Roseau because people are right there. It's a little bit more difficult when we offer the programs in the country area because people have to commute or people have to reside in Roseau. Sometimes they haven't got somewhere to live. It makes it a little bit much more difficult for them. So the Roseau area will realize that employment is a little easier because people are right there and the jobs are right there as well.
In recent times, however, the division has observed declining interest in training modules within the Roseau Central area.
The officers, when we have advertised the modules several times and people are not registering, probably people feel that they have had enough. They actually have to go from door to door knocking. Ma'am, I am youth officer so-and-so, and we have a program in computer skills offered to the young people of this district. Do you have young people at your place who would be interested? And that is what the officers have been doing, and it has made their job very difficult. It has made our job at the division very difficult because now we are literally begging young people to come on board and participate in training programs which will help in their being employed.
According to tracer studies conducted by the Youth Development Division, young people are finding sustainable employment in areas of arc welding, auto mechanics, computer maintenance, building maintenance, and home appliance repairs, among others. Records also indicate that in those fields, over 70% of each trained class are finding work and are able to contribute to the local economy. In Thursday's newscast, we referred to Bernard Bontiff as Chief Youth Development Officer. That was an error on our part. Mr. Bontiff holds the position of instructor trainer.
Thank you, Pearl. Here now are the major stories which made the news this week. Dominica's Agriculture Minister called for the public to be more involved in the conservation of the island's endemic birds. Government said an abattoir in the Layu Park area, when constructed, will reduce the country's import bill and provide poultry and pig products for national consumption. The Girardel Eggleston Flower Show will be launched next month after a 9-year absence. Dominica is taking action to reduce healthcare-associated infections at the island's medical facilities. A workshop was held this week dealing with that subject. And Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit challenged regional insurance representatives to develop a health insurance scheme which would benefit all Caribbean citizens. Hundreds of students from the Dominica State College are now receiving hands-on training for the world of work through various internship programs. And the Ministry of Public Works is in the process of building a temporary bypass road in Port Cassé. The bypass will be ready in a few days. Health Minister Honorable Julius Timothy issued a warning this week about the misuse of antibiotics. He says that antibiotics should be prescribed by a medical practitioner. And disaster officials called on the public to prepare ahead of the 2013 hurricane season. The issue of unemployment among youth was addressed at a youth consultation held in Roseau on Thursday. Dominica joined the rest of the international community in observing Girls in ICT Day on Thursday. Students of the Orion Academy held a special activity to observe that day. And Japanese volunteer attached to the Waitakubuli National Trail Management Unit ended his stint in Dominica this week. He made recommendations to the management unit for the future marketing and development of the trail. These were the major stories which made the news this week. It's back to you, Pearl.
Up next, the tip of the day.
Documentaries and in-depth discussions, community walkthroughs, and Yes We Care. See it all on GIS Channel 7.
Today, we'll share a few tips for preventing acne. Keep your face clean is the #1 rule. Whether or not you have acne, it's important to wash your face daily to remove impurities, dead skin cells, and excess oil from the surface skin. Use warm, not hot water and a mild facial cleanser to remove the excess oils. And drink lots of water to help keep your skin hydrated and free from any impurities. And that's all for National Focus. We welcome your suggestions and comments. Please feel free to drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm, or you can visit our website at news.gov.dm. On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm Pearl Fontaine. Thanks for watching and have a great weekend.